Alright guys, it's Chris from Cartridge Blast Gamers, and this is Space Engineers. Today we're doing a tutorial on how we can put enemies in a world where enemies don't exist. What that means is we're going to import drones and other pirate-like bases and such onto your world so that you can have a combat-rich environment without having to start over. So let's get started with the tutorial. First things first, you want to start in a new world. An easy startup on a planet actually works best because the base is near two enemy antennae. From there, you want to go to the enemy base and locate a drone and the enemy's physical base. Once you discover the base and the drone, you want to save both of these things into your blueprint list. Now, in order to do this, you want to fly up to the drone with a block selected. Highlight the drone with the block and hit Control B. Once you've done that, go to the base and do the exact same thing and save it in your blueprints. We want the base because the drones spawn on that antenna. We'll go over the parameters once we get to that point. Now, depending on the scenario that you guys want to set up, it's important to actually go and grab the headquarters as well. It's more of an elaborate base and should prove to be very useful when, creating your scenario and making it challenging. However, for some reason, when I tried to do this tutorial, the base actually didn't render, but as you can see, it's not a problem. You can still do the exact same steps, Control B, save it to your blueprints, and it'll be there. The next step is to test this out. What you want to do is select from your blueprints and take a look at the new enemy base that you have copied in. You want to hit the B actually. The B key is important here because it'll rotate the base so that you can orient it in the correct direction so it's not on its side or upside down or anything. Find a nice piece of level ground that works for the whole base layout. It's not going to be perfect, but it should be enough to really give you a good idea of what's good and what isn't. I know if you really want to get into it, guys, you can play with the voxels and create the world around it, but this is just for pretty much copy paste and good to go. Once you have it, just click it down and you're all set. Next step, you want to let this new base spawn new enemies. These new upgraded drones only spawn on the headquarters, and therefore you can actually copy and paste this into your blueprint and it'll give you another drone to work with. The next step, guys, is to go back into your original world where you want to import these enemies. Now, I suggest finding a pretty nice place that's a bit away from your existing base because you don't want to be blitzed. But that's completely up to you. The placement is completely up to you and where you want to go. However, if you access your blueprint, you'll see that the drones and the bases are there in your list. So hit OK, and then hit Paste. Once you have everything set the way you want it to, you're going to want to go in and change the ownership of the base. Now, this is the enemy base, but the only enemy NPC besides the one that you create is pirates. It's important that you select the pirates. Make sure that you access this control panel in the usual way. Any access point will do. Just make sure you access everything in the list and set it to space pirates. You will immediately be coming under fire, so I hope you're in creative mode for this, or you're going to have a bad day. Now that the base is completely hostile to you, you want to make sure you notice if any drones spawn near the antenna of the base. So make sure you hang around for a little while, dodging the bullets and whatnot, and observe anything that's changing. It only took a few minutes before I noticed that the fleeting rival drones and whatnot were actually spawning in automatically and flying towards me to engage. This was actually really good because now we know the antenna's working and that the drones will spawn when you get close enough to their bases. Now you can copy and paste as you see fit. Now if you're looking for a little bit more variety, What you want to do is go into a world where it's just asteroids and space and things like that, and see if you can't track down some of the space pirates. Most important thing to do really with this is do exactly the same thing. Find the certain drones, the attack drones, Control B, get them in your inventory so that you can copy and paste them in your own world and pretty much deal with the bullets. Make sure you're in creative mode, guys. I can't stress that enough. So the next thing you want to do is go back into your original world where you want the enemies and do a little stress test to make sure that it can handle all those pirates, because it's going to register all the pirates in the atmosphere, all the ones on the ground. There could be a lot of lag and stuff, so I really suggest, guys, that you only work within the means of your machine. If you got a couple of pirate bases and maybe 1 or 2 ships, that's okay. And then start deleting them as you see performance increase. Obviously, from the screen you could see several enemies, but I did not keep this many enemies. That would be just ridiculous. After testing the behavior of these pirate ships, I discovered that the optimal altitude is about 20 kilometers. So you guys could actually put them higher if you want, but about 20 kilometers works because they're not being pulled down to the earth and their engines are able to compensate for the gravity. So that's a pretty good height, I find. It also means that you will be well into space and actually use your space fighters and things like that to get rid of these things. And when they do blow up, they actually will come crashing to the earth with debris fields and the like, so it should make for really good times. Well, guys, that's all the time I have for today. I hope you guys learned a lot and can do this in your own worlds. Bring some enemy action to your servers, get people excited about it. It should be a lot of fun. I'm really happy with the way things are going so far on the server. I hope you guys are enjoying it. Please leave a like if you enjoyed the video and do subscribe if you loved it. But I'm Chris from Cartridge Gamers, and we'll catch you next time.